Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This afternoon I'm going to be reacting to Deus Ex Mankind Divided, walkthrough playthrough done by FograinDaNoob. I think this is part 26 or 27. Wait, let me just check again. Yes, part 27. If you want to check out my previous reactions to the other parts, remember the playlist card is going to be at the top here. Just click on it and be able to access them. If you want to check out the original video as well as FograinDaNoob's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Yes, part 26. Adam Jansen found out the headquarters of the newspaper expose company. I forgot what they called themselves again. Somidats. Yeah, something like that. I can't pronounce the name. Somidats, something like that. Yeah. He tried to convince them to stop their, their exposing of criminal activities done by criminal organizations that Task Force 29 is busy investigating. He's also requested that they should not look into Task Force 29 for the time being, because they are trying to investigate these criminalistic people and their activities, and they cannot be exposed for the time being until they've completed their investigations and they're able to take this information for prosecution. I agree with what Adam Jansen was trying to explain to these journalists. It was a very difficult conversation, very difficult one. They had demands. They told Adam Jansen that, okay, we will stop the investigation on these criminal people as well as on Task Force 29, but you got to give us information on Eliza Cassan and Picus. And as we all know, Picus, or should I say Eliza Cassan, is artificial intelligence. No one actually really works at Picus, the headquarters in Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I wonder what type of information do they want specifically from Adam Jansen when dealing with Picus, but I guess we'll know about that later on down the line in the game. But yeah, essentially that's what happened in part 26. All the other things, all the other activities that Adam Jansen was doing, just collecting information as usual, going into people's homes, reading up on their emails, the same old. But yeah, I think we'll also start connecting the dots to those emails later on down the line in the game as well. But really the most important thing to know about is the discussion between Adam Jansen and the newspaper company Somidats. Yeah. Okay, let's continue with part 27. 3, 2, 1, go. Palisade, the bank that is very powerful, very influential in the Czech Republic. I don't know about the rest of the world, but yeah, it's really powerful. But the building does not look appealing.
Deep after the bombing, but it's recovering very fast.
Of course, we have to prove to the terrorists that life goes on, that we're stronger and smarter than they are.
Not only that,
okay,
but I bought a bunch of stock at fire sale prices, and when the market rebounded, I made a kill.
I wouldn't phrase it that way in front of the boss. You know what she is
Congratulations
like.
to you for making that killing.
Won't anyone help?
Chaos is a ladder, as they say.
We've taken away everything.
I still don't understand that advertisement. With the person falling from that high-rise building. Why would they put something like that there? I still don't understand it. I mean, look. Some dude just falling off. Like, why? Anyways. Oh yes, the bank. I don't really like how the bank looks. It looks very dreary, very boring. Looks like one of those, 80s or 90s government buildings that just, suck out your soul. So yeah, it just doesn't really look nice on the outside. I don't know what it looks like in the inside. Hopefully we get inside and, see what's going on. But honestly, on the outside, it just doesn't look appealing. Like I've been to banks, head offices, banks like that, and yeah, really, they're open, glass, sunlight coming in. It doesn't look like a cube. It has different shapes and angles to it. Many of the banks that I've been to. So yeah, I like those types of artistry about it. Not just this monolith construction of this square or rectangle building. Really, it can be very soul-sucking. Wedding photograph belonging to a woman called Stana Tomsek. Is a date written on the reverse? Okay. May 2020. Our deepest sympathies on the news of your late husband. In light of Mr. Tomsek's legal death, as per the attorney's letter, his account and corresponding vault allocation at the Palisade Property Bank is hereby released to you as the next of kin. We must ask you to collect the vault contents using the code 1305, either in person or through an authorized representation before the space can be allocated to another customer. Wow. Okay, so there's a time limit. It doesn't stay there indefinite. Okay. Due to the extenuating circumstances, the bank has decided to extend the collection and closure period, but would still ask you to attend to this matter within 14 days. If after the period you have not or unable to undertake the instruction, the contents of the account will be securely destroyed as per signed agreement and guaranteed of the Palisade Property Bank under the regulations, established protocols managing expired or closed accounts. Further details are available on request. Please let us know if there's something where we can help, we can do to help. Okay, yours faithfully. Wow. Stana, no, you are not. I'm so proud of you. I know losing Salvan was hard, especially considering the circumstances, but you have to keep reminding yourself that there was nothing you could have done, okay? He was killed by a very sick man, Satana. How was it? Who killed him? Who's this very sick man? Like my Charlie and my niece, Clara, like millions of people, the only ones to blame are those bastards at Dara Industries. Ah, okay. Look, I know it's hard. I deal with Charlie's memory every day, but I accept that this is where he is now, in my memories, and I cherish all of them. You need to start doing the same. The past should stay where it is. Move on, Satana. Salvan will live forever in your heart. Stay strong, you'll make it. Wendy. So is Wendy her friend or her family member? I've been trying to move on, keeping busy like you advised, and for the most part I think I've been doing okay, but today the clouds gathered around me again. It's our wedding anniversary. Ooh, damn. Today, and I found myself sitting here alone, surrounded by so many memories, the good and the bad. I'm sorry, I don't really know why I'm writing this. I just can't help thinking that it was my fault for pushing him to go to work there in the first place. He wanted to contract work in the Middle East, but I thought it was an opportunity. I thought the other opportunity sounded better. I'm such an awful person. Wendy. Okay, let's see here. Ms. Tomsak, I see that there is another 2 cases of wrestling here for you awaiting delivery, and we have yet to receive payment. Oh, on the last consignment. I'm not sure what the alcohol is for, but I'm almost feel compelled to suggest you might perhaps order less if you cannot keep up payments on such a high volume. I should remind you that we are not a wholesaler, and this alcohol is not to be resold under any circumstances. We deal with small artisanal winery, and part of the deal is that we respect the producer's wishes for limited propagation of their product. You'll forgive me if preempting any request for credit. I'm a small business, Ms. Tomsak, so I hope you understand it's not something I can afford to offer. I await your payment and wish you well. Respectively, LM Kaipus. Okay. So, she's drinking. She's drinking a lot, Satana. And she's not paying the bills for her alcohol consumption. Wow. Cool.
I was just upstairs and he's not home. I'm worried.
What's that guy looking at? He's just looking at the sign of Palisade Bank. Why?
He's already going through with it. Oh, I didn't tell you? I overheard Julian talking to one of his former co-workers. This man installed the security system for the bank and was fired along with Julian. They were planning something. I think they're going to break into the bank. I heard Julian tell this man that he wants the bank to learn a lesson in humility. That no one fires the most gifted mechanical engineer in Prague and gets away with it. See you soon.
Lady, so you just talk about this stuff right here in public? Right next to the bank that your, I think it's the husband, is going to attack? Wow.
Access granted.
That's a lot of money.
Access granted.
It took a bit longer than usual. Must be a very tough security system. People having secret underground bases, sliding doors or sliding, security walls. Hey, people have money. What is all of this? Explosives? Drugs? That was unnecessary.
All overly powerful, unlicensed augmentations. Individuals who fail to comply will
Nice
be arrested
clean
and
house.
relocated to designated
Considering how many
locations.
houses we've broken into,
Safety is the primary
this
concern,
one is actually quite nice.
especially in the wake of the
Oh, I
August
spoke too soon.
where
I
millions
see a lot of
people lost
filth
their
on the floor
lives
there,
due
next
to
to the dustbin.
malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue.
Of course,
We will
Adam
be
Jansen has
watching the
to
UN closely
make it even
for any
far
break in the
more,
story.
you know,
This is
messy.
Eliza Cassell, reporting to you.
FograinDaNoob, why? Why do you have to make Adam Jansen do all of this?
But we got this. Ashanti Energy.
Okay, that's interesting.
Ashanti.
Oh, alright. So, a female in this picture is targeted,
In yet another augmented terror attack,
and I see plans. I think this is that Palisade former employee who was fired, right? Yeah, I think this is his house. Okay. So they're still planning that attack on the bank.
Access granted.
Julian. His name is Julian.
Access granted.
Okay, what is this about? FAO Julian Bartek. Okay. Having extensively reviewed your case of alleged wrongful termination against the Palisade Bank, I am prepared to make an evaluation of your legal position in the event of your filing suit against them. As indicated during our first meeting, the evidence you have submitted to me is not sufficient to demonstrate that the security issues were the result of negligence on the part of Daniel Jansek, okay. Rather, the current understanding of the situation presented with the available documentation and written testimony demonstrates the contrary. He has effectively not only covered his own culpability but also created, let me just zoom out. Okay. Testimony, culpability, but also created a tale of evidence very damning to yourself. Of further damaging concern is the recorded evidence of your hostile reaction to Mr. Jansek and your clearly audible threats against both Masaki Oshru and Ashani Talwa. Sorry guys, I'm butchering their names. I am butchering their names. All of this would provide substantial ammunition if this went to trial. Yeah, Julian, you're in hot water here. You're in hot water. The implication remains that if you were to pursue them, they would countersue for loss of revenue due to the alleged incompetence. The evidence they have against you, while certainly considerable, would sustain a very costly defense in civil court, which, observing your current financial standing, and would prove absolutely ruinous should the court not rule in your what? Let's continue. I wanted to say rule in your favor, but they could have said something else. Yes, okay. Rule in your favor. Yeah, I was right. Without certainly damning piece of evidence that implicates Mr. Jansek's role in this. It is my belief that should you intend to pursue Palisade Bank, you would almost certainly lose, and with prejudice. Wow. Essentially, you have no case. Julian, you have no case. I was going to, let's zoom in, it's far better. I was going to ignore the last email, but I still can't believe it. I can't be involved in this. Maybe you need to see a psychiatrist. Wow. Who's talking? Mike. Okay. I'm not kidding. You're starting to scare me. What Palisade did to you was crap, Julian, but the man I knew before you started working there would never ask me to do this, and definitely not by using my personal email to do it. I work for Tarvos to protect the Palisade. So Tarvos is a security company, okay? From people like you. Oh, damn. In case the irony flew too high above your head, we're friends, sure, but that doesn't mean I'm going to suddenly smuggle you into the bank, for God's sake. Let this go, Julian, please. Your plan is ridiculous anyway. The parking garage is as well guarded as everywhere else in the bank. There's so many of us patrolling down there that we even have our own security room now. Don't mess your life up more than it already is. Suck it up, speak to Ness, and move on to something new. You're a talented guy. You'll find something in Prague, I'm sure. Mike. Yeah, I'm with Mike. You know, you don't have a case to stand on, and this plan of yours of attacking the bank is just stupid. You're going to probably lose your life or lose your entire life, whatever's left of it. You know, at least you're not in prison, so don't take yourself down that path. Don't go down that path. If you still want to fight this legally, fight it legally. You know, get money, fight it legally for how long you deem fit, but don't take it to such an extreme turn of events, like using explosives or
yes, since
trying to
2017.
smear the
However, this
company.
particular building was completed in 2024, and since then has acted as the head office.
Very impressive. It has also been recognized as a heritage site?
Absolutely. You're welcome to go inside and visit. Well, the lobby at least, it does remain a bank. Restricted areas are off limits.
Of course. Unless I decide to open an account? Thank you.
Pleasure, sir. I'm sure the receptionist will be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Man, look at the floor. It's like black marble.
Welcome to Palisade Property Bank.
Very rich, very exclusive. Black marble floor. Ooh, fancy. But also feeling very cold.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Data extractors have never breached the law.
I don't really like how it looks.
Hackers are everywhere. Not
but
here.
it's fancy.
Exactly. Of course, physical security is also paramount, and Tarvos has an impeccable reputation.
They were affiliated with Bell Tower, yes?
Formally, yes, but so were most security companies before the incident. Why don't I schedule...
There is a camera with a scan light that just keeps on, you know, moving left to right. It's distracting. It is distracting, you know. Not only that, but also the chandelier artistry on top of the ceiling, you know, with all the blocks, all the squares just coming down at different elevations. It's distracting. This place, yes, it looks fancy, but it's not a bank I would want to go and bank at. You know, it just doesn't feel welcoming. It feels very cold. It feels very big. And, you know, people are not very personal here. It's just very, you have your space, I have my space. I don't really like that in a bank. So, yeah.
schedule a meeting for you with our accounts manager. He can answer all your concerns and start the application process.
Yes. Why don't we do that? Thank you. A pleasure, sir.
Hello, receptionist.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Palisade. May I help you?
Not sure. Never been to a property bank?
I see. Well, we are the premier secure corporate archive in the world. We offer a number of services, including ultra-secure corporate vaults, as well as executive safes for smaller accounts.
So this bank is not necessarily a bank that deals with monetary accounts. They deal with property, they deal with physical objects, not necessarily in terms of currencies and exchange rates and all that type of stuff. Okay.
Exclusivity, anonymity, and security are the cornerstones and our greatest selling point.
Makes sense, but security is a major concern for your clients.
Oh yes. Everything at Palisade is state-of-the-art. Security measures are audited regularly, and Tavos is a very well-respected private security firm.
Are you part of Tavos as well? The way you're putting your hand on your chest, it makes it seem as if you're part of their security apparatus. Okay.
Would there be anything else?
Your executive safes are available to anyone?
Well, we do have an exclusive clientele, and the application process is rigorous. Despite this, almost all our safes are currently occupied.
Your client list must be very impressive.
I mean, look at this place.
Is. Mostly they are held by executives from our client companies, but some select individuals have been approved as well.
But with the same high security standards, I hope.
Oh, of course. And access to the executive safe room is restricted. Clients must use their assigned personalized keycards to gain entry.
That's all? Sounds a little simple.
It's a little bit more involved. The keycard also switches off all automated security measures within the vault. Lasers and sentries and the like. All very high-tech.
You need to get that key card, Adam. I know you can do it. Somehow, somewhere, you're gonna get that key card.
I think I'd like to see the account manager.
I'm sorry, Mr. Romanek is unavailable at the moment.
Okay, so who's second in command? If your commanding manager, account manager is not here, who do we talk to then? You guys are supposed to be a very efficient and very expensive bank to bank with, so you gotta have customer care and clientele requests like that. You can't be having excuses saying, oh no, our accounting manager is not here. Where is he? Who can I talk to then if he's not here?
How big are the corporate vaults? Doesn't seem like this building would hold that many.
Oh, quite big in fact. We call them container vaults, like shipping containers. Our storage facility is actually right under our feet. Quite an impressive sight.
Underground, makes sense. Great security feature.
Absolutely. In addition, they are only visited by appointment and require the use of a client's key card to access.
So this is a data haven?
Well, we don't use that term here, but yes. We archive highly sensitive materials and documents for some of the most powerful businesses and people in the world.
So not just physical objects like diamonds and jewelry, other forms of jewelry and guns and just stuff, but also electronical information, things that should be kept like on the internet, like on a cloud service. They also keep something like that here. They have their own cloud service for Palisade Bank, and people with very important information, they save it here. Or physical papers, physical documents. I don't know if people here still use paper. Oh yes, they do. Yes, they do. So yeah, you know, physical documents that are very important, they're kept in this bank as well. Okay.
No worries about corporate espionage here.
Or government subpoenas.
Our international clientele do tend to disagree with the stance of their local governments as it pertains to corporate rights, let's say.
This is just one way of evading justice.
So they take advantage of this country's more pro-business legislation.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it if you were a cynic. I prefer to think that our clients shouldn't have to deal with small-minded anti-capitalist bureaucracies if they can avoid it.
Right.
Thanks for the information.
Yeah, I'd also leave. I'm down with you. Okay, let's see what this is. Acquisitions. Page married his longtime partner, a behavioral therapist, and founded a venture capitalist tech incubation firm in Palo Atoll. Okay, Page Industries, initially Silicon Valley tech blogs, sniped that his industry was spinning on his serval chair, alone in an empty warehouse. Okay, Page actively pursued a dual-use technologies, reasoning that it doubles chances for hit after string of investments in the biotechnology, AI, and nanotechnology companies. Everett advised him to buy a contributing stake in a recently New York Stock Exchange delisted pharmaceutical giant VersaLife, free-falling since pre-millennial golden age. A number of even more risky acquisitions followed. The defunct genetic therapy research laboratories following biotechnology concerns, immigrant tech startups that never emerged. It looked like another rising star was crashing to earth. Then Nifrozin happened in 2020. Dow Industries sold VersaLife its exclusive patent on the production of the anti-augmentation rejection drug. Every augmented person needed to survive, and company fortunes took off. Page Industries made billions. Bob Page was 31 years old. Wow. Yeah. He definitely knew how to use his money, invest in the right businesses, of course with help from Everett, but definitely he made a killing. Okay, Bell Tower suffered catastrophic losses due to the AUG incident. A large percentage of its employees, both soldiers and security personnel, were enhanced with military-grade augmentation. The loss of personal status, income, and the ensuing lawsuits all may have spelled the end of the company that had risen to great heights, but the final nail in the coffin came after the AUG incident in early 2028. The Rifleman Bank Station scandal was a public relations nightmare. Illegal seizure and wrongful detention of innocent civilians did not sit well with the court of public opinion, and rumors of the atrocities carried out at the South China Sea base we've been there. We've been to the South China Sea base. Yeah, the atrocities committed there, they needed to be known by the public. Where was I? Yes. Through never substantiating, couldn't be completely suppressed. Many of Bell Tower's high-profile clients terminated their contracts with the private military company. With their ongoing manpower problem, the scandal making their financial troubles worse, and their reputation now in tatters, Bell Tower was in free fall. The writing was on the wall. The giant has fallen. Good riddance. I don't like private military companies, you know, paramilitary companies. Cell swords are very dangerous. To the nation that hosts them and to the nations that acquire their services. I mean, it's already a situation when people hire private security companies to protect their homes.
Good. Haven't heard from mezzanine level or the corporate vault basement yet.
Can you get confirmation from IT?
I could, but they would only be able to confirm sending out the codes.
Doesn't protocol include that each hub acknowledge receiving security updates?
In a perfect world, everyone would follow procedures to the letter. But this isn't a perfect world. I'll see what I can find out.
What was I talking about? Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, sir. The VIP vaults are only accessed by appointment. And there are no appointments scheduled.
You need an appointment to access your own vault?
For the corporate vaults, yes. This allows time for preloading your container into the viewing area. You also need your personalized keycard.
Thanks for the information.
Oh yes, I was saying about security companies. Yes. Well, in my country, in South Africa, we have too many security companies. There are more private security officers than there are police officers in South Africa, you know. So if the private security companies wanted to stage a coup d'etat, they might possibly could and succeed at it, you know. The National Police Service should be the first and last line of defense for the public and public infrastructure and you know, the stability of a country, not private institutions, not people who have their own you know, ambitions and desires. And it's not something that a democracy should have. Having so many private armed individuals representing companies, it's a problem for any nation. So yeah, you know, paramilitary companies are just the same. Having private companies with so much military power and advanced technologies at their command is a threat to any nation, because you can't negotiate with these private companies. You can't, you know. Oh, okay, wait, let's just read this. So it's not coming back then. Code being reset to 6477. Is this computer staying or? Dom, I want to be clear out Woodleg's personal safe and reset it. Can you give me a temporary number ASAP? Thanks. Oh yes, I was still talking about the private companies, private military companies. Oh, access key card. Okay, but it's not the key card to open the vaults. It's just one for elevators, it seems. Okay. Palisade Bank Corporation is the premier bank for countless private individuals, corporations, and nations. The Palisade Property Bank protects the item in life that need it. Okay. The Palisade Blades store private data and defend against any hackers. Okay, alright. So the property bank protects physical objects, and then Palisade Blades stores electronic or, you know, yeah, electronic information. Yeah, okay. Our client list includes the Vatican, the British royal family, thousands of companies, over 200 world leaders. Wow. And thousands of celebrities. We pride ourselves on serving the needs of the clients who look to us for protection. We are the only company in the world where anyone can find the protection, privacy, and peace of mind they deserve. Definitely for the rich. As an employee of the company, you represent us. Please respect this every time you need to interact with a customer. Okay.
Access granted.
Mr. Waldeck, the last time I visited my safe, I found foliage leaves, to be exact, in the executive safe room. How is that possible? How is that possible when these safes are underground? Okay. As remarkable as that is, your first inclination might be to suggest the leaves in question were brought in via another client's footwear, say stuck on the soles of their shoes, anticipating your expected refutation. Okay, I had the leaves professionally examined by friends of a professional nature within the field of forensics, and was assured that the leaves were never stepped on. Okay, could it be, sir, that there is access to the bank from the exterior, allowing all kinds of wildlife to wander within? This would be an astonishing oversight. If it's true, it leaves me wondering how secure your bank really is. Please tell me the air conditioning and ventilation areas are secure. You promise your clients the highest level of security, yet my unwanted discovery is hardly boosting my confidence in such claims. Wow. Okay. I await your reply as expected. It quickly. Okay. Regards, Julian. All right. Let me just zoom in. How can you all sit in your ivory tower and serve the masters? These companies you protect are not people. Why do you let them hide their secrets? You can't keep this up. We are the millions. We'll bring down the corporatocracy. We'll bring down your money-centric system. Internal growth is a fallacy built on the backs of the poor and serving only the rich. It is a finite world. There must be the concept of enough. Get ready for the change. R1C. Power. Mr. Romanek, thank you for the meeting we had last week. It was very informative. We ended up doing so much telebusiness these days. It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I have received the second client card. Thank you for that as well. Ooh, the client card is here. You know what to do, Adam Jansen. Mr. Dominegras, okay. This is simply a short message to confirm that everything has been validated and is ready for you. We have already sent you a second client card. Like the rest, this card is used to access the executive safe in room B. The card will deactivate all automatic security measures in the room when you swipe the card reader. Please let me remind you that without your card, you will not be able to access your safe. There are no exceptions to this. If you happen to lose the card, please let us know as soon as possible so that we can replace them for you. This is for your security as well as ours. Okay. Come on, Adam Jansen, come on. Come on, FograinDaNoob. You gotta sound compelling and convincing here so you can get that card. We got it. And there she is, Locker A keycard. Yes guys, that is it with Deus Ex Mankind Divided, part 27, walkthrough playthrough done by FograinDaNoob. And yeah, Adam Jansen, of course, has been going through people's apartments yet again. You know, we've been reading up on information on a lady who has a deceased husband, and she has to take responsibility for all the property that has been kept in the Palisade Bank property. And we also dealt with a disgruntled former employee, Julian. He wanted to commit some sort of attack on the bank. Not sure in what way, I forgot. Did he want to blow up the bank, or did he want to, you know, make like a smear campaign against the bank? I'm not entirely sure, I forgot. But yeah, Mike, his friend who works as a security guard in the bank, was trying to advise him not to go ahead with the plan, because, you know, he doesn't want his friend to ruin his life. He wants his friend to let go of what has happened in the bank and, you know, proceed with a different future that doesn't involve you becoming a criminal, essentially. So yeah, hopefully Julian can listen to his friend Mike and not do something stupid. Adam Jansen has entered into the Palisade Property Bank. Very rich, very stylish, very artistic. You know, black marbled floors on the entrance to the bank. Very rich, very large in the inside. However, I did state that the place does seem to be cold and concrete and cameras and laser cameras. You know, it's just high security and also feeling very cold and uncomfortable inside that place. The employees are very loyal to the bank. You know, they will defend the bank politically no matter what. And yeah, you know, they chose the right people to be employed in the bank, definitely. Adam Jansen has been going through there, investigating on how to acquire the key cards. I think for locker room B, I think he still needs that one. He has locker room A. I'm not sure what is he going to do with the locker room A bank key card, but we'll see. We'll see in the next part 28. And yeah, I was also just discussing about the downfall of Bell Tower and how it's very important that these types of paramilitary private companies need to be brought down. Because they are a threat to any nation's democracy. They are a threat to any nation's security. You know, the fact that something like this exists, where they are a law unto themselves, and the only way people can know that, you know, these companies are not to be trusted is through journalism. You know, getting information from journalists who report on the wrongdoings of this private military company. So if they weren't there, you know, Bell Tower would continue doing its heinous acts against other human beings in their private facilities. So these types of companies have to be shut down or heavily regulated. So yeah, that's it so far with Adam Jansen. And yeah, guys, I guess that we will see each other hopefully next week with part 28. And yeah, if you guys want to check out the original video as well as FograinDaNoob's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to check out my latest videos, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week. Fingers crossed. Alright, bye bye.